Welcome to the SCP Foundation files. Today's SCP is about dragons, one of my personal favourite subjects, and it is unsurprising that the SCP Foundation would have at least one entry about them. SCP-1762, Object Class, Neutralized. Special containment procedures are as follows. SCP-1762-1 is held in a standard containment unit at sites redacted. During the periods when SCP-1761 releases SCP-1762-2, video logs are to be recorded for future research. Although instances of SCP-1762-2 have been deemed harmless, they should not be allowed to exit their containment unit. Description: SCP-1762 is a plain cardboard box that is 32 cm by 20 cm by 26 cm. It has been spray painted silver on the interior and the exterior of the box, and the words "Here be dragons" are handwritten in black permanent marker on the lid of the container. Opening the lid of SCP-1762-1 when it is not in the process of a release event will reveal it to be completely empty. SCP-1762-1 will infrequently open and initiate a release of SCP-1762-2. During this time, the box will briefly emit a large amount of black smoke. This quickly dissipates. It takes an average of 20 seconds for SCP-1762-2 to emerge after the smoke clears. SCP-1762-2 is the collective term applied to the beings that emerge from SCP-1762-1. All instances of SCP-1762-2 bear the resemblance to various types of dragons, in both the Eastern and Western depictions of the creatures. Analysis of SCP-1762-2 reveals they are comprised of kami paper. After exiting SCP-1762-1, instances of 1762-2 will fly together in large groups and interact playfully with any nearby personnel and each other. SCP-1762 vary in length from 9 to 30 cm in length. They are capable of sustained flight once they exit SCP-1762-1 and have been recorded attaining speeds of up to 15 km per hour. The number of SCP-1762-2 varies with each opening of SCP-1762-1, with numbers ranging from 50 to over 400 in one case. After approximately 2 or 3 hours of time spent outside of SCP-1762-1, all instances of SCP-1762-2 return and fly back into SCP-1762-1. During this time, SCP-1762-1 will once again emit large amounts of dark black smoke. All instances of SCP-1762 will vanish after passing the rim of SCP-1762-1. SCP-1762-1 closes once all SCP-1762-2 instances have returned to it. The next date of release is inconsistent. A message written or carved into a varying material will sometimes materialize on top of SCP-1762-1's lid, once the box retrieves all instances of SCP-1762-2. All attempts to send messages and or recording devices back with SCP-1762 have provided negative results. These documents and their appropriate dates of appearance are being compiled and recorded. Addendum 1762-01. On date redacted for security reasons, SCP-1762 began to undergo a series of events that lasted 11 months and 28 days. These events, as well as prior incidents that led up to the beginning of this scenario, have now been classified as the Jabberwocky event. Addendum 1762-02. Documentation of the Jabberwocky event. Document 1762-1. Date obtained, classified. This is the first recorded instance of SCP-1762 opening while contained at site, classified. You have found us. Thank you. It has been so long since we last saw each other, friends. The peace has been upheld. The giants and the behemoths have kept their word and have not caused any trouble since you last came and gave the order. We missed your company. How has your family been? Do you still know how to work your room? You're welcome to visit any time. Document 1762-4. Date obtained, classified. It's strange to see how much your world has changed. It is even stranger to see we now appear in this place. In fantasy we are much bigger, or maybe you've grown taller. Fantasy is still the same. We hope you can visit us like you used to. Though our room is as grand as ever, it appears yours has shrunken. We do not understand. The rooms were supposed to be maintained, as was our agreement. Please restore the belief. Document 1762-6, date obtained, classified. Only 20 instances of SCP-1762-2 appeared during this event. Said instances did not lift off, walked slowly on foot for the whole period they were outside of SCP-1762-1. Friends, we apologize for our few numbers. We have had to remain in fantasy for quite some time. The others are growing impatient. We are trying to keep the peace, but please, for all our happiness, repair the room quickly. We know you are trying. Your family is the most imaginative of us all. Document 1762-4, date obtained, classified. Along with 10 instances of SCP-1762 appearing 3 balls of yellow crumpled construction paper were expelled from SCP-1762-1. These pieces were observed to shake violently for 5 seconds, then ceased all further movement shortly afterwards. They were picked up by SCP-1762-2 and returned to SCP-1762-1. The giants were foolish. Your room was not ready to accept them yet. We're sorry, friends. We hope that we can still see you. Time is growing short for our happiness. Document 1762-15. Date obtained, classified. 5 instances of SCP-1762 emerged, carrying said document. They immediately returned to 1762-1 after depositing it on the floor. Tensions are rising. Fantasy is becoming darker. We, the serpents and the hybrids, are furiously trying to hold them back, but the giants and the elves wish to strike and make an entrance. They say that your family has grown stupid and ignorant. We hope this isn't true. It would sadden us all greatly to know that you have forgotten. Document 1762-16. Date obtained, classified. A single red instance of SCP-1762 emerged from SCP-1762-1. Its wings were torn and it was noticeably crumpled. It collapsed to the floor 1 minute later and did not move again. Upon its expiration, the body of SCP-1762 rapidly unfolded, revealed a message written on the white side of the paper. War. Goodbye, friends. 2 hours later, SCP-1762-1 opened and emitted flames that reached 2 meters in height and temperatures of up to 1700 degrees. Sounds of distant roaring were heard within SCP-1762 at 2000 hours. A large amount of torn paper pieces and paper balls were ejected from SCP-1762-1. Several damaged SCP-1762-2 were also expelled and were deemed deceased upon examination. SCP-1762 continued to sporadically open and close for the next 6 weeks. During this time, it continued to emit fire as the amount of paper and discharge steadily decreased. Matter resembling muscle and tissue were continuously expelled from SCP-1762 at an increasing frequency. SCP-1762-1 remained closed and inactive for the next 7 months. Document 1762-17. Date obtained, classified. This document was discovered lying inside the interior of SCP-1762-1. It was written on parchment and many of the words had been blurred or stained with blood. Are you still out there, friends? We miss you dearly. Fantasy is no longer safe. Our haven, your beautiful creation, is gone. The giants are dead, the centaurs are dead, the birds have fled. We are going to bury your room. We cannot risk hurting you. This is our goodbye. Maybe one day your family can build another room. This may be a hollow hope, but we will cherish this thought. 1 hour later, SCP-1762-1 began to shake and emit smoke for 15 minutes, after which it began to sag and collapse. Several portions of the box began to char and tear, creating small burn holes throughout the words, "Here be dragons." The words, "Here be dragons," on the lid of the box were burned away. Document 1762-18. Date obtained, classified. This is the final message obtained from SCP-1762-1. It is written in ink on a papyrus scroll. It also depicted a scene of a painted mountainous landscape filled with large trees and waterfalls. A single-winged dragon can be seen in the background. It appears to be flying away. The message is written in black ink in the bottom of the right-hand corner. Master says that we won't see you again. We are sad. So are the remaining others. We once filled each other's heads with dreams and goals. It is so sad that we cannot share them any longer. Master says we must go. He says that he will make us a new fantasy. He says you cannot be part of it. We are sad. We love you. We will not forget you. We are scared. Will you forget us? Upon removal of the document 1762-18, salt water began to leak from scp-1762-1, and the burn marks that covered the container began to disappear. 3 minutes later, scp-1762-1 had been restored to its original state. The words "Here be dragons" were replaced with the words "Here were dragons." The Jabberwocky event is declared as concluded with this occurrence. Addendum 3. Since the end of the Jabberwocky event, 1762-1 has shown no further anomalous properties and has been declared neutralized. 1762-1 and 3 deceased instances of 1762-2 now reside with researcher Yoshiro Takanaka in his office. This is for commemorative purposes only. Addendum 1762-4 Update December 31st, 2015. After nearly 8 years of inactivity, researcher Tanaka reported SCP-1762-1 began emitting purple smoke and spontaneously opened at 2300 hours. Falling to the floor, it dislodged a single chunk of crystal, later identified as amethyst, and a large leather-bound book. The contents of this book appear to be detailed various species that once lived within the world of SCP-1762-2, though from what the author has written, all organisms mentioned are likely extinct now. This book is now classified as 1762 BOL-1. The amethyst crystal has had the following words carved into it: "One last time." After falling to the ground, SCP-1762-1 continuously emitted smoke for the next 40 minutes before all activity ceased. Upon trying to pick up SCP-1762-1, Tanaka reported that the box proceeded to disintegrate upon touching it. Its remains are now kept in a containment capsule in his office, again for commemorative purposes only. As a personal fan of dragons, I find this SCP to be quite in-depth and brilliant. It brings about the possibility of a childhood fantasy world with dragons, gargoyles, demons, elves, and all manner of fictional and fantasy creatures alike. Thank you very much for attending this briefing.